Thank you guys all for being here today, joining our webinar. Today's Lunch and Learn webinar is called Learn How to Find Contracting Opportunities, and it's going to be presented by Liz Brazil, our DBE bid specialist. First things first, I just want to take care of a couple of housekeeping items. The first being that we will save questions till the end. So we'll save about 10 or 15 minutes or so at the end, where you can either unmute yourself and ask any questions you have, or you can use the chat function. So there should be a black bar that goes across your screen somewhere. If you put your mouse over it, there's a chat function. So if you click on the chat option, a chat box will pop up and you can type your questions there, and we'll review and address those at the end. The other thing is that this PowerPoint and a recording of this webinar will be available to everybody afterwards. So the recording will be posted to our website, and then either later this afternoon or sometime tomorrow, I'll send out an email containing copies of this PowerPoint and Liz's contact information in case you need to do any follow-up. Okay, next slide, Liz. Okay, so my name is Taylor Bose. I'm the DBE Supportive Services Program Administrator. My background is in managing programs and grants, so I do kind of all the behind-the-scenes management of the program. And then I'm going to hand it over briefly to Liz really quick to introduce herself. And then I'm going to jump back in and give a really brief overview of the DBE Supportive Services Program, and then hand it back over to Liz and she'll start the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. As Taylor mentioned, my name is Liz Brazil. I'm the DBE bid specialist for the program. I have been fortunate to work with various transportation agencies for over 35 years, helping deliver different projects and programs. My area of work is mainly for federally assisted contracts. I'm looking forward to meeting you and also presenting this. Thank you.
Okay, next slide, Liz. Okay, so I'm going to go over this really briefly. Since everyone on this call should be already enrolled in DBE Supportive Services, I just wanted to give a brief overview, and then the bulk of this presentation is going to be on how to find contracting opportunities. So really quick, DBE Supportive Services helps DBE certified firms be successful at winning and working on Caltrans federally assisted projects. We have a monthly DBE newsletter that you all should be signed up to receive. That newsletter includes bid opportunities, upcoming events, articles from people on our team, from experts on our team, and other important news as it happens. If you're not signed up for those, if you're not receiving them, please let me know and I'll add you to the list. We also do Lunch and Learn webinars, which you guys are joining one of those right now. They're designed to be brief, broad overviews on topics relevant to DBEs, and we do one per month. We also subscribe to a website called Gavology.com, and Gavology.com hosts a myriad of different online trainings related to government procurement. Our DBE clients get to access this for free. It's a huge perk because it's expensive for us to join. Each training costs anywhere from $50 to $200 a piece, and you have access to those for free. We have a DBE blog where experts from our team write articles monthly. We do contractor workshops, one-on-one counseling, and business plan assistance. So Liz is our DBE bid specialist, and she does one-on-one counseling with clients related to contracting with Caltrans. So everything from helping you develop a capability statement, marketing to the government, helping you find relevant bid opportunities, helping you apply to those, contract compliance, all that kind of stuff. So that's what we do in a nutshell. Next slide. Okay, great. So that's my piece. I'm going to hand it over to Liz, and she's going to get started with the bulk of the presentation, how to find contracting opportunities.
Thank you, Taylor. Today's Lunch and Learn objectives is to learn how to find contracting opportunities and help identify your marketing strategic plans. This is a brief overview of learning how to navigate Caltrans procurement website to find contracting opportunities. Once you're enrolled in a program, you will have a DBE initial consultation. As your DBE specialist, we will review together project-specific contracting opportunities for your areas of work. One of the benefits of being a client is you can request assistance at any time to review your proposals or bid submittals. Before we get started, I wanted to share with you about Senate Bill 1 and 103. Senate Bill 1 is referred to as SB 1. It's the Road Repair Accountability Act of 2017. It was signed into law in April 28, 2017, and the fund is from fees of gas tax, new vehicle fees, and fees for zero-emission vehicles. This is going to be used to fund much-needed maintenance repairs. Senate Bill 1 has over $54 billion to fix roads, freeways, bridges, which amounts to over $5 billion annually. Senate Bill 103 requires that up to 100% of the dollar value of contracts be awarded to small, disadvantaged, and disabled veteran enterprises. So I wanted to share with you this link because it's a great opportunity to learn about upcoming projects or projects within your area. So it tells you about the SB1. It also has project map, and then the funding. Where is the funding going to go? And it has a lot of information depending on which area of the state you're in. And you can click on any one of these and it'll provide you a fact sheet. Okay, how much the cost is, what the status, the county, and the type of work. This one is to repair 9.4 lane miles of State Route 299. But one thing about this too is, being proactive and learning about projects and programs in your area. You can actually learn about the map of all the SB1 projects, and you should sign up for the Rebuilding California newsletter to learn about all of these new projects and programs. So let's get back to our presentation. So there are two categories of work that I will be reviewing with you today. The first one is professional services, and the second one is for construction. The Department of Procurement and Contracts A&E Contract Information webpage provides information of current and upcoming contracting projects, and also has a vast resources of procurement information. So I wanted to share that with you. Click on the first link. It's a little bit slow, so hopefully it'll be faster. So the A&E contract information has, in addition to current advertisement, it also has a look ahead, like a 12-month look ahead of all the projects that's going to be advertised. But in addition, it also has information about audits and investigations, because I know a lot of you have been asking about the FAR requirements for audits, and also the safe harbor rates, which has some information here. But most importantly, too, is to learn about the A&E consultant selection process. This provides you with an overview. And from here also is an Excel spreadsheet of a 12-month look ahead report. But most important is, let's go into the advertisement. So this has all the information about new A&E advertisement. You can click on this to get information and it should bring it up. So the three newest one is on-call program and project management services. And the first two digits are for district. Oh, and this one too, I'm not sure with this one. But in addition to the A&E current advertisement, you can also search the Cal eProcure. Okay, so Cal eProcure is all the procurement for the whole state of California. So it has Department of Highway Patrols, it has DGS, it also has Caltrans. But in order to narrowly filter just Caltrans, type 2660, which is the Caltrans code, and that will filter it for only Caltrans projects. And so in here, if you notice that all of these filters are only for Caltrans, but there's many other ways too that you can filter it by. And for example, if your area of work is sampling or testing, you can actually search by testing services. Or if you know the UNSPSC code, you can also enter it here, or different types of license. So there's different ways you can search it. But for now, just for this example, we're going to use testing.
Liz, do you mind if I add something really quick?
Sure.
So just backing up a little bit, the reason why it might be helpful for you to search just Caltrans projects is because Caltrans receives federal aid. They receive funding from FHWA, which means that a good chunk of their contracts have a DBE participation requirement on them. So those are contracts where as a DBE, you're going to be a little bit more competitive.
Excellent. So now when you filter it by testing, you're receiving all this information. And if you're interested in a construction engineering materials testing, sampling and testing, you can click on this project. And this will give you information about when the bid submittal is due, when it was published, also a brief description of the project, and most importantly, the estimated amount or engineer's estimate, which is 7.2 to 11.7. And this is an excellent project because it has a 23% DBE goal. And if you have information and you'd like to get information about pre-bid meeting, you can actually send an email to the contract administrator. So the next thing is, let's review your RFQ package. So this one will give you the actual documents. And here's all of the information about the RFQ. In addition, if they had any addendums or any other information like a Q&A or questions, they may also post it there. The format and composition of the RFQ is mandated by the Federal Acquisition Regulation, FAR, and also the FDA Circular 4221F. This is a third-party contracting guidance. This set of rules, sometimes lengthy and detailed, and defines what must go into the RFQ and how it must be structured. This will be featured in our next webinar, in which we're going to go into the details of submitting or responding to RFQ, and that's going to be on December 11th. Okay, so let's go back in our, so for professional services, which is architecture and engineering projects, you can go into these websites and learn about upcoming contracting opportunities. But one thing I wanted to share with you also is sometimes this information contains IFDs, which is invitation for bids. So let's go back a little bit here. And if you're in a construction field, you will be able to search here and also get information. Okay, so some of these are actually for construction. Concrete pavement, concrete barrier, and electrical work. So the information in Cali Procure not only contains professional services, but sometimes it also contains construction. Okay, so now I'm going to the next slide. And this is the second area that I wanted to share with you is the Caltrans Construction Contractors Corner. This has general information, it has advertisement, a 12-month look ahead, similar to the professional services. You can search for contracts, and you can even review past advertised projects. And here also it provides you information about the electronic bidding. There's a bidding guide manual that you can review and read. So let's go to the first one. So in here is the Caltrans Contractors Corner. And as I mentioned earlier, there's General Information tab, Advertisement, Bidding, Awards, and Cost Data. A lot of these information you can click, you can register if you're interested. You can also learn more about different programs. There's contracts under $314,000, and this is probably for small businesses that doesn't have as much bonding capacity. You can review some of these, and there's other links. Caltrans partnering programs, design build programs, and there's a vast of information here. So one of the things I wanted to share with you before we get an advertisement is the bidding. Okay. This tab also has a lot of information. It has a calendar of upcoming bid openings, electronic bidding. It has the Caltrans Bidding Connect. And I think most importantly is you have information about the bidder's guide. So the bidder's guide will help and assist you, and it has a copy here, electronic bidding, and it also has a link to that website. Okay, let's go back. So now let's get into the advertisement. And as mentioned earlier, you have the 12-month advertising schedule. And here are all of the project IDs. The district is a location. So there's approximately 11 or 12 districts. I could be wrong, but basically the districts are numbered, and NorCal PTAC assists in District 1 to 4. And here's a work description, an engineer's estimate, and then they even have an estimated time when they're going to be advertising this project. So this is the proposed advertised date. This will give you an advantage if you keep abreast of this information, because you will know when it's going to be released. Okay. So the next thing about advertisement is a list of current projects. And this will give you all the information about projects that's listed. As I mentioned earlier, the first 2 digits are for the location. Let's just take a look at this one, because this is for roadway excavation. It has an estimated amount of $5.1 million. The bids are due on December 10th. There's 95 working days. This has an 18% DBE requirement. And if you want to look at the bid, list of bid items, you can click in here, and this will give you all the information. But keep in mind, one of the items is construction area signs. I'm also going to show you how to find these projects that has construction area signs. Okay. And then the project plans. It's very important that you review the project plans, and anyone on your team should also look at it with you. The notice to bidders are instructions and special provisions. It's sometimes very thick depending on the project and the scope of the project. And in here, there's 2 bidder inquiries. There's certain information that was submitted by the bidder. And one of the things I've always had shared when I'm doing a DBE consultation is, learn about the project, contact all of the primes that had requested, all the plan holders. So for this project, you have 4 records, 4 primes who had requested a copy of this document. And also, if you're registered with Caltrans, you can opt in. What is opting? Opt-in is having the ability to advertise your project and say, I'm DBE certified, and here's the type of information or services I offer. So Sierra Engineering is one of our clients. They had opt-in. They had stated they're DBE certified. Here's their contact information, and they provide Suite P and erosion control for this project. So any of the primes can actually contact them and say, yeah, I do need information for subcontractors for Suite P. Another thing too is there's prime contractors looking for help. And if you see, here's the information about the contractor. There's the prime steelhead. The contact person is Kelly Knight. Here's her phone number and her email. And this will give you an overview of the type of services that they are requesting. And even though it's not listed here, you may want to approach them and say, here's the type of services we provide, because they have an 18% goal that they must meet. Otherwise, they have to provide a good faith effort. So let's go back. And another thing I wanted to share with you is if you're only interested in certain types of items that your company provides, you can also register with Bid Express, and this will provide you with all the information that you need. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bid Express, okay? And you have to log in, and currently I'm logged in. I said go. And remember, I logged in as Caltrans, the California Department of Transportation. If I do a search, and my company is only conducting street sweeping. And look at it. Now, all of these projects, remember when we're the Contractors Corner, you can look up by project number, but in Bid Express, you can also search and filter by your type or area of work. So this one's happened to be street sweeping. We can remember the construction area sign, and these are the projects that came up. So there's many opportunities out there, and there's various ways that you can actually look for contracting opportunities. So in here, I had provided all the links. So when you receive this copy of the PowerPoint presentation, you can just click on the link and it should direct you to that area. And so I'm here to also let you know we have a launching of our new website. It just happened today. In fact, probably like within the last couple hours. So it's very exciting. It has a new information about our team, services, the resources, calendar of events, and we also have our newsletters and announcements. So if you click on norcaldbe.org, it'll bring you to our new exciting website. And here it is. And it has some of our clients' survey response. It has also applied for services, enroll in the program. In addition, it has information about our DBE team. And here's Taylor, our program administrator. I'm the DBE specialist. Ed Duarte is our construction public works specialist. He specializes in construction. Thomas and Charles are our business planning specialists, and their area of work is to help you review and update your business plan. And lastly, we have CU, and she's our DBE certification specialist to help you put together your application package if you're currently not certified yet. Okay, and the services we provide, of course, Taylor already mentioned it earlier in our presentation. The resources we have is we have a lot of contracting with Caltrans, and I have shared the links with you. But in here also, we have our capability statement, and it has a webinar presented by one of our counselors on how to put together a capability statement. We have online training, we have newsletters, and also we have calendar of events. We have a listing of all the variety of events that you can sign up, register, and attend, because it's very important to market your business. And in here, we have our blog section of our news and announcements. So our last topic in here is marketing strategy, developing a marketing strategy plan. According to the Small Business Administration, the Office of Advocacy, they said that in 2017, 406,000 new businesses started. 79.9 businesses survived the first year, but only 51% survived in 5 years. Now that you're DBE certified, let us help you grow your business, okay? and have a business advantage by developing marketing strategic plans. Build a marketing strategic plan that has a timeline, a dedicated staff, and budget, because you want to continue to grow your business. Educate yourself. Learn about contracting opportunities, either by attending networking or looking at the website or finding out about different projects from Rebuilding California. And lastly, you need to market your firm, either with in-person, website, send emails, with your capability statement or your statement of qualifications. Attend pre-proposal meetings. So I can't tell you enough how important that is, because by meeting the project managers and potential primes, it'll give your firm an advantage for this project. So those are the things I would highly recommend, and hopefully, have your business be successful and find contracting opportunities. So with that, I'm going to close and open for questions. I know we went through a lot of materials, but these are available to you. We're going to give you the PowerPoint presentation. And of course, Taylor's going to give you my contact information, so you can email me or sign up and schedule a meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Does anybody have any questions? If you can, I think everyone should be able to unmute themselves. So you can unmute yourself and ask a question, or you can use the chat function. And we'll hang out for 5 to 10 minutes to see if anyone has any questions. If you don't, you can feel free to hop off at this point too. And thank you for joining us. Okay, Liz, so we have one question in the chat box. Someone said, any suggestions on the formats for quote submittals to primes?
Yes, there's various type of formats, and basically this is a good time to actually review, because, for example, if your firm's a trucking firm, there's a very specific format that the prime contractors will request from you. So depending on your area of work, you have to tailor it accordingly.
And I'll add too that our next Lunch and Learn webinar is happening on December 11th, and Liz will be presenting that one also, and that one is going to be on RFQ. So what is an RFQ, a request for quote, and how should you respond? So we'll be diving into that a lot deeper.
I hope that all of you had an opportunity to schedule a meeting with me. It's really important to go through the various areas to find contracting opportunities.
Yeah, and so this presentation was obviously very broad and brief. It's hard to cover a lot in a really short amount of time, but we're trying to keep these really brief to respect your guys' time, keep it during the lunch hour. So if you do have a follow-up session with Liz, she really tailors it to your specific business. So she'll go through all the bid opportunities that your business specifically would potentially want to bid on. Anything else? Any other questions? Okay, I'm not seeing anything else. So thank you guys so much for joining us. I know some of you have been joining our Lunch and Learn webinars regularly, and I really appreciate that. It's a good opportunity to touch base with you all. And like I said, our next one is going to be on December 11th, again at noon. And Liz will be presenting that one as well. It's on RFQs. So hopefully we'll see you then. And have a good rest of your afternoon.
Thank you all.